What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. Starting this video with Breon Ansley, the 2 times classic physique champion now moving into the 212 class. So still no words about his first 212 show of the year. And no, that isn't gonna be his debut in this division. Because Breon started his career as a 212 bodybuilder. But he did not have that much success. But again, he did not stay in the division for that long. Now as per the rules, Breon has to qualify for the Olympia, because it is a different division. But then again, if they can give a special invite to Derek Lunsford, who was a one-time Olympia champion, well, Breon Ansley won it twice, so they might consider him giving a special invite. But then again, Derek Lunsford was a guy who people thought could place as high as second in the open class, so he had a lot of hype behind him. Now as for Breon Ansley, at this age, how much will his legs improve? That is the main question. So if Breon does make it into that top 5 at the Olympia, he will be a very unique individual among these mass monsters like Sean, Angel Calderon, Ahmad and Oli, not to mention Keon Pearson. He will really stand out in that lineup. So what are your expectations from Breon? Will he be in the mix? Our reigning Mr. Olympia Hadi Choopan released this update, and it is a month old. So when Hadi hits that crucifix and flexes his abs, that is just absolutely crazy for the off-season. I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed this, that a lot of the top pros are staying in top-notch condition during this off-season. Now, no matter how much improvement Samson makes, no matter how much improved Derek Lunsford looks, because these are the 2 guys being talked about the most as the main threat to Hadi Choopan. And I know I am one of those guys who are talking about these guys. But there is just no way they are gonna beat Hadi in terms of that chest and shoulder and the overall muscle density. And people need to understand this, that these things come into play in all of the front and the side shots. And you know what's even more crazy? That Hadi wasn't even 100% on conditioning wise. And still he won this past Mr. Olympia. So he knows that these young guns are gunning for his title. So this might be the best Hadi we will ever see. And we have seen this trend throughout the Mr. Olympia history, that the reigning champion is always the favorite going into the show. Alexis Rivera has been retired from professional bodybuilding for what? 4 years now. He is down to 220 pounds, and he claims to be 100% gear-free for more than 3 years. But still, his current physique looks more than ideal, especially for a guy who is over 40 years old. And he stays this lean all year long. And that is the thing with these guys. They are so robotic when it comes to eating clean their entire lives, that it is almost impossible to make a 180 degrees change after retirement. Alexis Rivera in his prime was a great bodybuilder. The hardness, the dryness, and the overall conditioning that he used to bring to the stage, that was off the charts. I wish he could have competed a few more years, because the thing is, his retirement from professional bodybuilding, that was so unfortunate, because it wasn't planned. He had to retire, because he started having problems with his knee, and it became extremely dangerous to stay that heavy up top. So the doctors advised him to drop his weight. And as we say, the health should be your #1 priority. So props to him for doing just that. Ending this video with the updates of the few guys who will most likely be fighting for the top spots at Empro Pro in just 3 days. Andrea Presti is definitely one of those guys, and we know he is really consistent when it comes to conditioning. And he is looking so dry and shredded to the bone right now. This is most likely the most depleted phase for Andrea during this prep, and his look will change drastically once he gets those carbs in. So definitely keep an eye out for this guy. Wellington is another guy who will be competing here, and he was super impressive at the Arnold Classic Brazil, where he battled it out for the title with Barros Tabani. So I don't know what the strategy is for this show, because the man he is going up against is Michal Krizo, who is an even bigger guy than Barros. So it is gonna be a great show, but all the eyes will be on Krizo, especially his back, because the thing is, people wanna see how much improvements he was able to make after the Olympia last year, because that was a time period of more than 5 months. And people wanna use that as the yardstick to make an assessment on how high he can place at the Olympia in November. Because that is something people are more interested in when it comes to Michal Krizo. So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.